Live, many markets. Today, I also want to talk to you about a new mining pool, WCNN.info. And right now we've got one worker and our overall hash rate is almost 20 gigahash. So we're surely gonna get a bunch of blocks right now. And I've got to go over to Twitter and tell everyone about this show. So I'm going to try to do that without revealing too much personal information and doing a screen share at the same time, live. Are you ready for it? And at the same time, I'm mining on the new mining pool, which is a peer-to-peer mining pool with only a 1% fee. Yes, you've got to aim all your miners to WCNN.info now. That's what I demand. All right, let's talk to the Twitter world, see what's up. Probably everyone is wondering, wait a minute, what happened to your other video? Well, it doesn't like screen share. I don't know. And usually when you do something live, it doesn't work. So right now I'm going to answer you all on Twitter. So you can watch yourself with a 5-minute delay on Twitter, which is pretty cool. You know, it's kind of like a weird time continuum sort of thing. And you can, you know, give me comments. I think I started the question and answers app. So you can go ahead and put your questions in there. If you want to be on the show as a co-host, then, you know, just apply, send me a direct message at Twitter at Bitcoin Potato, or in the question. Well, I'm not going to put the link in the questions, but probably the easiest is Twitter. And of course, send me your full CV with references, and, you know, I want to know where you graduated from, and, you know, your whole life experience, because that usually has a lot to do with, you know, how good your argumentation is. Anyway, as you can see, I'm replying. Yeah, that was a really strange upload, but, you know, that's how it is sometimes in the Google universe. And sometimes real life interferes with internet life while you're going live. That can sometimes is also an issue. Maybe it had to do with the music I was playing. So I'm just playing, Google, if you're listening, I'm just playing all the music is produced 100% by me. So it's not copyrighted or anything. I just thought it would be good to have some kind of background music, because sometimes when you're alone, it gets kind of rough to keep talking, but I'm going to try to do it today. Okay, and there is movement in the market today. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do a few more tweets, and then we're going to look at the charts. And you can decide if I'm reading tea leaves or if I am doing technical analysis, or is reading tea leaves technical analysis, or is technical analysis reading tea leaves. You can decide for yourself. We're also going to look at some 1-minute charts today, because that is fun, and it's really fun live to look at the 1-minute charts. And I think there is enough movement today to actually look at them. So I think right here, if I reply to the video that didn't work out, which is going to be an epic one, I probably will delete it, but I might keep it. I'm not sure. Okay, computer, let's go. So what you can do is you can donate, and you can change tip me live, so I can get a better laptop that is a lot faster, and then I won't have all of these issues. Christmas is coming, so this is when you should do this kind of stuff. All right, let's go to do at least one more. And just do one blast. Yes. Screen share has an N in it, right, people? Okay, after this. Isn't it fun watching me tweet people? This is probably the best video ever. But it's live, so, you know, that happens, right? And if you think you can do better, then, you know, get on the show. Help me out. Become a co-host. Make your own videos. Show us how good of a live host you are. Okay, here we go. All right, it's sent out. So people have no excuse. You should be watching right now. If you're not watching right now, then, well, you're losing out, because we're gonna go through it. All right, here we are. Maybe it was all a conspiracy about the screen share just to get your attention so that you actually watch the show. You never know, right? That's how things are on the internet. People are always conspiring and trying to scam you and, you know, trying to make money, which is not bad in principle. It's just you got to watch your back, right? Okay, here we've got Bitcoin US dollar chart. Hope you all can see that. I hope the screen share is really working. So I'm going to do a double check. Yes, it looks like the screen share is really working. It's amazing. Technology at its best. And I'm over at Bitfinex right now. We're using the 1 minute charts, which in other videos I say you should never use. But this is just more for seeing the story about what happened. You can use it for that for sure. And we've got $349.51. So technically it has broken the 350 mark. Bitstamp is higher than Bitfinex, which is a little bit weird as of late, because usually Bitfinex is the leader lately out of the three: Bitstamp, BTC, Bitfinex. Even Huobi is at 348 too. So it's a little strange. I don't know what's up with that, but first let's just take a look at what's going on here. So if I zoom out, here's some Fibonacci retractments. You might ask, well, how do you place those? Well, I place those with a significant low and a significant high. Here's a significant low. Here's a significant high in the 1 minute range. And so it's touched this 345 mark about 3 times. And it looks like, you know, it's just between these two retractments, 345, and I guess that's like about 353, right? Exactly. So there's not a lot of volume right this second, but you can see over here where there was some dumping going on, there was a small volume spike. And that's another reason why I wanted to show you the 1 minute. Here we go. We're doing a zoom in. That's fun. Is you can see. So this is what this represents: 1 minute of trading. So when there is a lot of volume, you can see a lot of up and down motion. Here are these Fibonacci retractments that I drew. Yeah, and as I said, it looks like they're right between these retractments right now, and they're not really testing either one. So the thing is that if, let's go to the hour or day, if the 350 mark isn't held in, let's say, about a 24-hour period, if it's not able to be held or go above 350 for about a day, then we could see it go back down to the 320 range, test that area again. And I have a bad feeling it could go really quick down to 320, but I'm not sure. I'm not saying, again, maybe you think I'm reading tea leaves, who knows? Right, let's look at the big picture, let's look at the day, and let's get rid of these Fibonacci's. All right, so November 21st, you had a low of 340, but you had a close 349 and 351. So that's what I'm talking about. You need to look at the closing price, not the shadow. Shadow is interesting for intraday trading, of course, but when you want to look for a trend or if there's going to be a support line, you want to use the closing price of the candle, which is the body of the candle and not the shadow. By shadow, I mean the wick of the candle, you could say. Okay, and if we draw a line over here, if it's going to let me, Bitcoin Wisdom, let me please. Well, it's not letting me right now, but what I want to say is that the 350 mark has already been tested once. Here, there it is. Boom. Okay, and looks like today it's being tested. This candle is not finished. It's an active candle. So right now it's slightly below 350, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be the closing price for that candle. So let's see what's going to happen. All right, let's go over to Litecoin and see if it's also been dumped on. And we're at our nice looking 1 minute charts. It really looks like a piece of art, huh? And let's see if I can zoom in. It's not zooming in right away, but so I've also got some Fibonacci's drawn at a significant low and a significant high. I think the high is, can't see the high right now. See, this is how weird the 1 minute charts look for coins that have no volume or very little volume. And this is Litecoin US dollar. So you get a lot of these candles that are basically doing nothing because there is no volume. So we're going to have to zoom out to even, or let's just use a different candle. Let's use 5 minute. Okay, so here is the story for today. Here's some big dumpage around here. And let's see, that was about, I guess that's my time at the bottom. I'm not sure. So it says 6:30. Yeah, that would make sense. So about 6:30 in the morning, Central European time, there was a big dump, and you see some volume spikes there. There was also a buyback, but it didn't buy back to the price where it was dumped from. It was dumped from 360. Now it's at 347. That's a lot. That's a pretty big price movement there. And it has been kind of floating around this retracement line. It's not sure if it wants, it's been testing this retracement line over and over. It's not sure if it wants to stay there or if the market wants to go below that line. Still really unclear, but if it clearly breaks through. So let's put this in perspective and look at the 1 hour. In perspective, 1 hour candle, right? Okay, we're loading. It's exciting. And so in the 1 hour chart, basically you see that the price went up a bunch all the way to 370 and then got dumped to 340. Still not a really clear trend to see in the 1 hours. That's why you got to go to 1 day, 3 day, or week to see the big trend. Let's get rid of these Fibonacci's. Well, Litecoin looks like it went down a lot, wouldn't you say? But let's zoom in. Okay. Doesn't really look that good, but it looks like around the time when Bitcoin tested the 350, what I was showing you on the other chart, looks like Litecoin tested the 340 range right around here. And today there is, the body is well above that. So it looks like it's going to test this line right here again. And if it breaks it, you could have really low prices for Litecoin. Sometimes people panic more than Bitcoin with altcoins, etc. So let's see if it really holds that line or not. And you're going to, if you really want to confirm if it's going to hold that line, you're going to need 12, 24 or more hours. Okay, I'm going to check if there are any questions since I've been talking a while. Let's see. And let's see if we get the, let's see if you can, let's see, questions. Technology is great, isn't it? It says this app couldn't open because it is not communicating properly with Google. Try again in case it's a temporary problem. So I could have swore that I turned it on, that I turned that app on, or I started the Hangout, but it doesn't want to activate. So if you want to ask your question or have your comment or comment on my extremely good technical analysis, then you can tweet me at Bitcoin Potato, or you can try to yell really loud and see if I hear it throughout the universe, but I doubt it. Okay, let's move over. Let's check out something else. So here we've got Litecoin testing the 340, and it's gone down from around 370 all the way down to the 340, 350, 340 range. But the Bitcoin to Litecoin ratio, which is also known as Litecoin Bitcoin trading pair, which I like to refer to as the Litecoin Bitcoin ratio, I believe has gone up a little bit. So it's at 1%. Yeah, here we go. You can see. So this is interesting because a lot of times this goes counteractive to the Bitcoin price, even though the Litecoin price also went down. If you're good at math, or you could maybe do some kind of weird arbitrage. I don't know, but as you can see, the ratio to Litecoin to Bitcoin has gone up, but the price of Litecoin and the price of Bitcoin has gone down. Let's check out some other ones, where you can see similar relations. I think the next tab is Namecoin, if it'll load. No, we got GigaHash. GigaHash over at CX. This is a 4-hour chart. We can look at the day. All right, well, the day looks kind of weird because you had that major dumpage. So you had one mega dumpage here, and you had another mega dumpage over here, even though it doesn't look that big compared to the other one it is. Yeah, and the prices of gigahashes are going down because the difficulty is going up, and they're earning less and less Bitcoin, more or less. But it's a little weird because the difficulty of Bitcoin just went down first time in 2 years, but the prices of the gigahashes, so that's over here. Actually, this dump right here was, I think, the day when the difficulty changed. So the price hasn't really gone up that much, even though theoretically you should get more out of your gigahash. So that's an interesting development. And I believe that the projected difficulty is still lower than it is right now, but I don't have that chart handy, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Okay, let's go over to the next chart, which should come any minute now. And we've got the Namecoin to Bitcoin ratio, which has also gone up. So that's what I wanted to show, is that sometimes when Bitcoin goes down, the ratio to some of the altcoins like Namecoin, Litecoin, Purecoin shoots up. Sometimes people jump over to an altcoin when Bitcoin goes down because they think it's going to be stable and they're going to be able to hold their value. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But that could be one reason, because right here you've got this volume. And look, low volume, low volume, low volume, low volume, little bit of volume, boom. Or it's a pump and dump. And over here is the accumulation right here. And here's the pump. Maybe when some other people are buying in, and here's a sell-off too right here. Could have been when they sold off. But who knows? We don't know what's going on. But anyway, I just wanted to say that sometimes the altcoin price in relation to Bitcoin goes up, even though Bitcoin goes down, which makes sense. Sometimes if you look at the dollar price of Bitcoin, of Namecoin has gone down. Here we've got the 1 hour. It looks like the last hour there. Look at this massive volume right here on the 1 hour chart. Looks really funny. This is at BTCE too, and you know, sometimes they've got some crazy stuff going on over there, but that's with all the exchanges really, so can't say it's exclusive to there. So hit a low of 84 cents. Now it's at 86 cents. 2-cent movement. It's a little bit of movement actually, but it was touching the 90-cent range. This is almost 90 cents way over here. So it's still down a lot. Here we've got Peercoin to Bitcoin price ratio, whatever you want to call it. And here's the 15-minute. Looks kind of weird. Let's just go to the hour. So similar story. You know, I think that some people just, you know, bought Peercoin when they saw Bitcoin going down, basically hoping that that's a haven of some kind. And here's the Peercoin really low, 68 cents. Whoa, let's check out the day chart. That's really low. Come on, let's load. Let's load. So I guess since the questions are not working in Hangout, I'm going to have to check on Google. So here is, so the $2 mark up there, you see that's when it's all about this new bits rumors and all this kind of stuff. And since then, it's really gone down a lot. But it has not gone as low as the summer altcoin apocalypse, but it's getting close. It's getting close. Oops. Stupid lines. That's not drawing what I want. Actually, let's just do this one. Let's do Fibonacci. So with Fibonacci, you can use the top of the shadows if you want. Does make sense. It's a little slower. There we go. So significant high, significant low. And yeah, I mean, basically what this says is that this resistance here at 88 cents was tested. Here it was tested, went down, tried to go back up, didn't make it, went down, tried to go up again. The resistance was too much, went down again, and it hasn't tested it since. And so it could fall as low as the altcoin apocalypse from a technical point of view. So let's see, you know, where it goes. And I'd like to remind all viewers, we've got a new mining pool in town, WCNN.info. And right now we've got a mega overall hash rate of 2.63 gigahashes with one miner, one pool, and one algorithm. Well, I'm the only miner, and I've got my U1 firing away at 2.6 gigahashes, which is already overclocked a little bit. It's really hot, but it's okay. It's winter time, so I guess it's making a small amount of heat. I've got a nice heat sink on it. I've got a picture of it somewhere. But basically, this is a peer-to-peer SHA-256 pool, and it's only charging 1% fees, and the fees go to the World Crypto Network. So connect. Maybe we can solve a block. If there's not so many miners, then we'd make a lot. If there's a lot of miners, then we'll split it all up. Just like any other pool, peer-to-peer pool is good for, you know, trying to stop some of the mining centralization, and if we want to stop mining centralization, then put your gigahashes where your mouth is and come to our pool. All right, let's check Twitter and see if anyone has said anything while I've been talking. What? All right, here we are at Twitter. What do I think of the SAR indicator on Bitcoin Wisdom? Well, to be honest, I haven't messed with SAR as an indicator at all enough to say anything about it. So I'm not going to say anything about an indicator that I don't use or understand totally myself, but it is an interesting one. So I will thanks for the link from Investopedia. I will take a look. I do think that a lot of people are looking at moving averages, and I think that there's too much emphasis on moving averages. Moving averages are good, but I think that the crypto markets are momentum based. They're running 24/7, 365 days a week. Let's go over to Bitcoin. And there's a lot of momentum. So I think that the momentum-based indicators also tell a good story. Simple RSI. So RSI stands for Relative Strength Indicator. And you don't have, the other cool thing about RSI is you don't have to be a brain scientist to understand what it's telling you. As soon as this stupid menu goes away, basically the RSI indicator is just telling you if a market is overbought or oversold. If it's overbought, that means that a whole lot of people have bought in. And if it's oversold, it means a whole lot of people have sold. Typically, so you can see at the bottom, this is an RSI. Typically, when the RSI is above 70, then the market is overbought. And when the RSI is below 30, it's oversold. Some people use other values. They say, oh, I'm going to do a 60-40 or a 80-20, etc. That's up to you. There's also other ways to calculate the RSI. So you can give in different numbers, but without getting into all that, you could also just use the RSI at the default, and you could get an idea of market sentiment. So right now you can see it's getting into the oversold area because a lot of people have sold off, right? And this big pump over here that touched 375, you saw it, so it said, okay, that's oversold. So a lot of people bought. So you're just going to get the, the overall feeling for the market. A lot of people are looking at these moving averages and when they cross, so a long moving average and a short moving average, and say, oh, it crossed, now it's going to the moon. Oh, it didn't now crossed again here, now it's going down. Yeah, that's true. And that's good for history and telling a story about the trend, but a lot of people are looking at that, and I think that they're usually a little bit late. So I don't know. I don't really think, I think that everyone needs to remember to use multiple indicators in order to make a decision. So if you're only looking at moving averages, you're making a big mistake. And if you're only looking at momentum-based indicators, you're also making a mistake. And if you're only looking at volume, you're also making a mistake. You need to look at a few different things. So I would say also volume is an indicator, even though it's not an indicator like a moving average. Still, everything you see on the chart right here, right now, the order book over here, the volume, the stochastic RSI, which I don't want to explain how it's calculated, but it's a very good momentum indicator. I think it's even better than the RSI. The volume bars here, the moving average, the candles, all of that together, all of those are indicators. They're telling you a story of the market. And the Fibonacci lines are drawing other lines too. So when multiple indicators say, hey, this is a trend, then maybe there is a trend. But if only one indicator says there is a trend, well, it's kind of like a doctor. If you're really sick, you're going to want to get more than one opinion. Well, all of these things are different opinions, different reports, different media sources. You could also look at it like that. So here I used the Fibonacci's. Again, I don't want to explain live on air how the Fibonacci's are calculated, but cool thing about Fibonacci's is they're not based on some kind of market activity. It's just a measurement that reoccurs in nature. And, you know, some people say it's like reading tea leaves, but it is really weird that a lot of times it does show some resistance lines. So here is a significant low at 315. I'm using the shadow. I think that's okay for the Fibonacci's to use the shadow. And then the significant high at 475. And this is showing resistance lines on the way up or on the way down, both ways. So, and you can see here, this resistance line was tested, and this one is being tested today. And that's that 350 range I was telling you about. So if it breaks through, it might go down to here again. See, here's the other resistance line. Here it touched a little bit here, see? So if this line is not held, we're going to be looking at this line. If this line is held, then it's going to have to break through this one, and then this one, and then this one. A basic, that's how high-tech technical analysis is. It's not brain science. It's just a matter of being really patient and using more than one indicator. And some people say, yeah, what about news? Well, all the news is priced, everything is priced in. It's already priced in. That's it. Okay, maybe if your friend is going to sell, 5,000 Bitcoins on Bitstamp and you're the only one that knows, then okay, that's not priced in yet. It hasn't happened, but in general, the news is priced in. So don't let news sway your trading decisions too much. Take it with a big grain of salt and use discipline. Buy on rumors, which is a risk to buy on a rumor, and then sell on the news. If the news comes out and you didn't know, well, it's already too late. So don't think, oh, now I'm going to buy because I just heard the news. You're going to be too late. You're going to get dumped on. So, use a little bit of discipline. This is about, look, I'm looking at 1 day. We started at 1 minute. 1 day is where you're going to start seeing the real trends. I mean, you could also go down to 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour for intraday trading. Okay, that's reasonable enough. 3 day is also going to show you a better trend. We have to take away those Fibonacci's to see what I'm talking about, of course. But the 3 day or the 1 week is slower, so you're going to react slower too. But sure, you're going to, if you're thinking in the big picture, then use the 1 week, 3 day. 1 day is okay too. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I think someone asked about the SAR. Let's check that out. Ah, here it is. I think that's that one that looks cool with all these little bubbles. Yep, that is the one that looks really cool. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, so it has these little, the SAR makes these little bubbles here. So it looks like, if I relate that to the stochastic RSI I've got down there, looks like when it's oversold, the bubbles are on the bottom, and when it's overbought, the bubbles are on the top. It looks cool, but to be honest, I really don't know how it works. So I'm gonna have to read up on that. A lot of people use bands too. And actually that reminds me of this SAR a little bit, but that's basically showing a range on the chart. I'm not going to get into so many different indicators today, but I'll take a look at it. It's always interesting to see new indicators because they look at things different. But I say keep it simple. look at your volume, look at your Fibonacci retracements, check out a RSI, look at the moving averages too. You can also look at, some people look at walls. Okay, that's fine. But don't make a decision just based on one indicator. It's going to be a big mistake. All right, let's go over to Twitter and see what people are saying, if anything. Come on. So you see how fast this computer is? Okay, try reloading questions. It's turned on. It just didn't connect you to Q&A. Okay, I'm going to go over there. Maybe there are already questions there. Let's see here. High tech. Well, not today. So if you think that this is a really good show, you like me doing technical analysis, then, donate to me, or you could also sponsor the show, and I could mention your business. If it's a Bitcoin business, a trading business, I could do a review. We could talk. I could mention some of your projects right now. And I'm going to try to do a show like this every day. And feel free to, give any comments or suggestions in the comments of the YouTube channel, or Twitter me at Bitcoin Potato. And it's going to be all for today. And if something really big happens, oh wait, it's not all. That's not all, folks. Actually, there is something that happened. So recently, there was an auction of the Silk Road coins again. And here is the, so here it is, DPRC's coins number 2. So here are the coins. So from this address, so these are people that are sending there. It looks like, so there was 100,000 Bitcoins were sent away from here, and here 44,300 were sent away. And there's this another really cool block, Explorer block trail. And it's showing us that this one had 9,009, so basically 100,000 Bitcoins. But they were broken up into blocks of 5,000. It looks like 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 52,000. That's 5,000 and a 3,000 block, and that's it. So maybe there were a lot of different winners. I'm trying to go back and track this down. What's going on with this? But it looks like, so here's the 100,000 one. Maybe it was a group of people that bid as a kind of like a bidding pool. And now they're splitting it back up, amongst themselves. I mean, there were a lot less bidders this time. The FBI leaked the list last time, but maybe the bidders said, hey, let's just collude together, and then we won't make the price as high. Or maybe we can make the price higher if we all collude together and just, bid as one pool, and we'll break it up, because it looks like this was broken up again. So if anyone knows any more, then just comment in YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Many Many Markets. Episode 1 live. Sorry about the technical problems before, but that happens. And thanks for watching.